Okay, guys, as you've probably seen in libraries or on bookshelves, there are things called pop-up books. Well, today we're going to learn how to make a pop-up castle. And so when you open it up, if you've never seen a pop-up book, when you open it up, yeah, something pops up. In this case, it's a castle. All right, so we're going to be making something like this today. All right, you ready? Here we go. So you'll start with a white piece of cardstock, and we're going to fold it in half, like this. Make sure you crease it. You're going to grab yourself a pencil, and where the fold line is the middle of the castle. Okay, so in this castle, which is just an example, there's one big tower in the middle, and there are two towers on the side. But you can have as many towers as you want, and really whatever shape you want. You definitely want to have these little cutouts here. That's something you definitely have to have, or else that's kind of what makes a castle a castle. Otherwise, it just looks like a house. So let's make sure we put those in. And as you know, probably, if you've seen movies about castles, that's where warriors would shoot arrows or throw things in this in-between space. So the men would hide, or the women would hide behind here, and then they would do weapons through there. Okay, here we go. So this is the center of the castle. And since it's folded, you only have to draw half a castle. So in this case, I'm gonna put a tower in the middle, kind of like one of these towers. So I'm gonna make it pointy in the middle. I'm gonna come down. Now, as you know, I'm only doing half. And then I'm going to so it's kind of the opposite of the one you just saw. And then right on the edge here, I'm going to make a tower. Not quite as high, a little bit lower. And there you go. Okay. And then I'm going to cut out that part. And when you cut it out, it's folded, so watch what happens. This is why you only have to draw half. Oh, and it's going to be asymmetrical. So I'm going to cut straight across here, and then down. And then I'm going to cut straight across here. So instead of going turn in over, that's really hard to do this way. So I'm not going to do it that way. So I find it's a lot easier for students if you just cut straight across first, and then cut the other direction, because it's easier to go from the outside than from the inside. I'm going to cut across here, cut down. See, and now we get this big piece of paper out of the way. And because it's out of the way, now I can just cut a slit here, a slit here, turn one direction, and cut it out. And then you got to pull it out sometimes. Okay, one more time. So cut, cut, and then go this direction. Actually, it might even be easier to do all the cuts first. So I'm going to go cut, cut there, cut there, cut there, cut there, cut there, cut there, cut there. I'm doing all the straight cuts first. I mean, you can do it whatever way works best for you. Okay, one more. And now I'm going to do the side cuts. There's one. So you go in, and over, pull out, and then over, cut, Try not to cut too far, or you might cut them off. But you can always fix it if that happens. All right, so I'm gonna cut over. Okay, we only got a couple more to go. Right there. Right there. And right there. Okay, now here's the cool part. Because we only had to cut one side, it comes out symmetrical. There you go. Okay. Now we're going to draw on the side like this. Do not draw on this side. You're going to draw where it's like opening up like this. And you can put as usually, oh, we have to fold at the bottom first. So we're going to fold up like this. But then we want it to go backwards. Backwards like that. Okay. And then we're gonna draw, so it'd be back like this. As you can see, because that's what we're gonna tape it down on the back part here. Can you see that? So, yeah, it goes like that. All right. But you'll also know that we've cut off a little triangle here. Let's we'll figure that out in a second. First, let's draw the door, which is right here. We're going to draw this door. Remember, this flap is in the back. So now we're going to draw the castle door, just like that. And perfect. Okay, and then you can put some windows. And a roof there if you want it. And we can put some more windows. I'm going to put a rectangular window here. And then if you want to, well, if you have time, you definitely should do it. You could put some more windows. And then start to make some boulders, which basically are just sort of rock shapes. And then leave a little space in between, because that can be the mortar in between here. That's the cement that holds the rocks together. And if you don't have a lot of time, or if it takes you long to draw, the bigger the boulders, the less time it'll take. So I'm going to make mine kind of big, just so we can get through this pretty quick. But you can make yours smaller if you want to. Alrighty, then let's let's pretend I'm going to Sharpie here, just like on this one, but I don't really have time to do that right now. So, because we want to get to the project. So let's go to the bottom flap, which is right here. Okay, and we're going to do something very interesting. So make sure you do a line down the middle, and then we're going to cut out a triangle here on this bottom flap. And the reason you need to do that is because otherwise it won't pop up correctly. So you need to cut this piece out or it won't work. So you cut out this giant triangle on that flap, just like that. So we're cut out this triangle. And you're not drawing on this because that's going to be taped down, as you can see here. Then we're going to get a piece of green paper, lay it down, or it could be any color if we run out of green. And then we're going to fold the green paper in half. Okay, now this part's kind of critical. We want to make sure that we place the fold, this fold line right here in the middle, has to be right on this fold. And we can get tape, which is way faster than glue. So 2 pieces of tape, and we're going to hold it down and tape one side. And then we'll go on the other side, flap in the back. And we'll tape that down right there. And then if it's still a little loose, you can put some more tape. And then, oh, you know what? I forgot something, guys. Oops. Yeah, we need to do glue too. Okay, sorry about that. Forgot about that. So what we're actually gonna do then is before we tape it, we're gonna use glue stick on this part. So like right here on this flap, because we want to make sure it really sticks. And the tape looks like it's not doing as good, so we have to put glue stick like that. Now we go back to that fold part, and I'm going to put it right on the fold line. We're going to stick the glue there, but the tape's there too, so it's glue and tape. And then we'll probably let that dry for a little bit before we close it. Like this one was dry, so this one will hold shape. But if you try to close it before the glue dries, this might just pop out. Instead of pop up, it might pop out. So let's let this all dry. If you didn't have time to do Sharpie, you could do it now. You would have to hold on to it. And so if you want to do some Sharpie, it'll be fun. Okay. And then eventually we'll get to color it like that. And then as time goes on, you'll even be able to like make a road if you want to, or a moat around your castle. You know, a moat is like water. So you could do like a little moat here. We'll put some bushes. A little moat. And this will be a road coming into the castle. Okay.